Greetings, Kentucky Go Digital. We are going to talk Google Classroom with you guys right now. This is the Create session, which is the companion video to the episode we did with Ben Maynard from the Office of Education Technology at KDE on using Google Classroom as a digital infrastructure for your school or district. So what you see here is my homepage, and we're just going to start off in this video from start to finish and just overview some of the features and get you started with using this and seeing if Google Classroom is going to be an option that will work for you and your needs in your school or district. So if you've never ever been to Classroom before, you can navigate to your Google Drive homepage and you can click on your waffle up here on the right hand side of your screen and then go down to Classroom, and the Classroom logo looks like a chalkboard. So you can click that and then it will open up this page. Now, I'm in many classes. I am both a student and a teacher in several classes here. So the more classes that you're enrolled in that are active, they're going to show up on this screen right here. Now, a feature was just released a few months ago where you can actually drag and drop your courses around on the screen, which is really good for those of you who are rather neurotic like me with your organizational methods. But to get started and to create a classroom, we'll come back to this page in a minute. You're going to look in the top right-hand side of your screen. You're going to see a plus sign there. And when you click that plus sign, you're going to see Join Class or Create Class. Now, your students are only going to see Join Class if they are a student, if they are a true student. Now, if they are a teacher and they are set to a teacher in the Google Admin panel, then they're going to have the ability to create a class. And so that's what you're going to want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just kick it off with a sample class here. Now you can add a section, subject if you want. We have administrators who are adding like school years or buildings or PLCs. There's all kinds of different ways that our teachers out there are using Google Classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create. All right, so once your class is created, it's going to immediately pop you over to this screen right here, which is your Google Classroom homepage. So you'll notice that it's very simplistic in its design. You have a header up here. You have the very, very top navigation. You have your stream, you have students, and you have about. And your stream is going to be like, think of it like a Facebook news feed. The most recent thing that's posted is what shows up on top. And so this is going to be where all of your activity is going to show up. Now, over here to the left-hand side of your stream is where you're going to see topics. And topics is really interesting. It's going to allow you to kind of filter out your information that's on Classroom so that it's easier for your students to find. So some of our administrators who use Google Classroom, like they have, announcements, school-wide systems, forms, that sort of thing. So when they add things to the newsfeed, teachers can just pop right over here to the topics and navigate to the topic that they want to go to find that information quicker. So it's just kind of a workflow solution there. Now, you can go over here to the bottom right-hand side of your header and you can select a theme, or you can upload a photo from your computer to kind of customize the look and feel of that. So, and these are some of the built-in images that you can navigate to. So we'll just change that and I'll show you. There you go. Okay. So you can customize that. I know East Hardin Middle School and North Middle School, some of our schools who use Google Classroom, they have staff photos that are back here, which really, is kind of neat and makes it very personal for those using it. Okay, so I'm going to hop over here to students. Now, there's several different ways that you can get students into your classroom, and those are going to be, you can invite them individually here by typing in their email address. So if I was to type in somebody in my domain, she's going to automatically pop up. I click it and then I click invite. Over here you have the class code, and that's generally what most people do. They will open up the classroom and they'll click this display option, and the students will then go into Classroom and they will type that code in Remember when we were in Google Classroom a second ago and we could hit join or create, you would hit join and then paste this code into that join box, and then it would pop them immediately over into this classroom. So something else to be aware of is this option right here where it says students can post and comment, students can only comment, or only teachers can post and comment. And so what that means is that when you add a student into your classroom, if you don't want them to be able to type and post on your stream, then you're going to want to turn that to where it's only teachers can post and comment. If you want them to be able to comment but not actually post, then you can have it there. But if you want them to be able to post or comment, then that's going to be your option. So, and remember, that's over here on your stream. So a lot of teachers, especially teachers of, intermediate to middle school kids, they prefer to only use this option right here, just because it takes about 5 seconds for students to realize they can get on there and say, hi, hello, or, whatever. So several different options there that you have in terms of the permissions that you give your students. And this is a way to do that for all your kiddos in your classroom. Okay, so if we go over here to About, this is important because I always get the question on how do I add teachers to my classroom. So if you want to have somebody who is in charge of that specific classroom, this is going to be the screen you need. So for example, let's say that you are a principal and you are setting up a Google Classroom for your building, then you want your assistant principal and your school counselor to be able to have the same permissions in the classroom as you do. So you're going to want to actually invite them this way with the invite teacher option. So when we invite a teacher, we're going to type their name in and click invite. And then what's going to happen is instead of it just having your name as the principal, it'll have your assistant principal up here as well. And that's how you know that person is a teacher of this class, which is important because it gives them the same access that you have. So let's talk about the plus sign down here. This is the most important thing in Classroom in terms of like actually creating and doing things. So the first option you have is announcement. We're going to skip over that. Now I've installed Cami, which is a PDF extension that allows me to annotate and work on top of PDF documents. So you may not see that on your screen unless you have that installed. The next one is create assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and click create assignment. And I want to talk through this window right here with you. So the first thing we have is a title. So I'm going to type my instructions down here. And this is going to be, I always use the example in Google Classroom that when you want something back from your students, to use an assignment. So if there's something that you need them to complete by a certain day, you want them to answer a question by a certain day, then you're going to want to use assignment. And so when we use assignment, you can set a due date here. You can also set a time due date if you don't. Hit exit if you don't want due dates. And then you can also do a topic. And you can create a topic right here from within Classroom. Boom. We'll just put due dates here. Okay, so down here you've got 4 different options on what you can attach. You can attach a file from your computer. Okay, that's option 1. Option 2 is to pull something from your Google Drive, which is my personal favorite option, just because of this option right here. You can actually make a digital copy of whatever that is for every single person in your classroom, which is a really, really nice feature. You can also give them the ability to edit the entire file or to view the entire file just with attaching that into a classroom assignment. Okay. Your next one is a YouTube video. So you can add a YouTube video that you want there. Okay. If you have a link to an external website, you can add that as well. So the last option, or the last thing that we're going to do here on the assignment screen, is to assign. Now, you have the option to schedule, or you can just save your draft for later. So it all depends on you and what your needs are and what you're about to do. Something else I want to show you real quick is that if you needed to just send something to a certain group of students, or maybe it was a certain PLC, you can actually use this differentiation tool right up here. It's actually a drop down. Now, I don't have any students in my classroom, so you don't see a list of names, but this is a really great tool to be able to assign certain things to certain groups. So you would uncheck all students, and then you would only select the students you wanted to send that particular assignment to. Now, the difference between an announcement and assignment is literally that there's no due dates. So you're not going to be able to pass things out. You're not going to be able to assign a due date, but it pretty much is exactly the same. So it's very simple. And this is how we add documentation and things we need to the classroom. So I'm going to just real quick navigate over to an example of a good classroom, and this is North Middle School's classroom. So you can see Jeff Lohman is the principal here, and this is their living calendar document that's popped right up there on the top. Now we can look over here, we can see topics, okay? So what Jeff did right here in this particular post is he created an announcement, he added the living calendar, and he gave everybody in that school or in this side of this classroom rights to edit that living calendar. So if I'm a teacher, I just keep this pinned to my browser. Boom, I open it up. I navigate to whatever it is I need. There's policies, K-Prep, living calendar, master schedule. You can see all kinds of stuff there that they are using here in this classroom. Now, what's really cool too is that as a teacher, you have the ability to go in here and move to top. So you can see that this is Jennifer. She's the counselor there at North Middle. She went in and added the winter map schedule. And if we wanted that, like if Jennifer, it was maps testing day or whatever, and she wanted everybody to be able to have access to that at the top of their news feed, she could go in, click those three dots, click move to top, and then it would pop that right back to the top. So you can see that Jeff added this living calendar on July, but it's been continually bumped to the top of the page for easy access. Okay? So let's go back to our home screen here and talk through this. So if you needed to rename the name of your classroom, you could click Edit, and then it's going to allow you to edit the name of your classroom. When you're done with your classroom, you can archive that. Now, at any point, you can always go over here to your settings, and you can open up your archived classes, and you can unarchive them and pull them back and make them live again. So we can do restore, and then it brings them back to your list. So you're not going to delete it, you're going to archive it, okay? So that's pretty much a quick overview on getting started and getting set up inside of Classroom. There's lots of different tools, and we will be happy to support you in your classroom endeavors. Just ping us on the hashtag Kentucky Go Digital on Twitter or Facebook.
Get involved with Kentucky Go Digital. Attend regional events,